Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise from the heart of Cairo, from Manyal al-Roda, from the garden of the Mansouri Palace. And time now to introduce you to our next topic and our next guest. Our guest is Mr. Elhamy Ziat, the former chairman of the Egyptian Tourism Federation. Hello,
Hi.
Mr. Ziat. Always a great pleasure to have you with us, sir. And the topic, as we told you, dear viewers, at the outset of the program, is the independence recommendation for Egypt as one of the top picks for 2020, in light of the much anticipated opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum in Giza in 2020, and also National Geographic's choice of Aswan as one of its main picks for 2020, along with Spain's Asturias and China's Guizhou province. Mr. Ziat, two very important recommendations that we've
Absolutely, and National Geographic is a reliable source, and for everybody, they listen and they see what National Geographic is recommending because they do research what they're talking about. Actually, it's good to hear that Aswan and Cairo. And why? Number one, without any doubt, it's the fact that Egypt enjoys safety now, which we didn't have for a few years back. So, and over and above, the image of a safe destination is widely spread now, basically because of the visits of the president to various parts of the world. Before, we had safety 4 or 5 years ago when we started the President El-Sisi, but the image was not there. Now the image is coming because the president is also president of the African Federation. He's president. He attended Tokyo. He attended here, there, and this makes a very, very big difference. Now we have some technical problems also that are very crucial. It's the opening of the new Grand Museum. It will open next year, and it will be something fabulous. It's huge. It's built over 160,000 square meter of building area. The built-up area is 160,000 square meter, and the total area is 480,000 square meter. 500,000 square meter. You can
That's
imagine.
a city.
It's a city, and it's very well conceived. I mean, the conception of the museum from inside, you can see one pyramid from one window. From the other window, you can see the 3 pyramids aligned. So the guy who did this is fantastic. He's a Chinese, by the way, but he works for an Italian company. So this having been said, what is inside is fabulous. And I always repeat it in many lectures overseas. I show them the statue of Ramses II, which has been erected now on situ, on the site itself. And what will be there inside, it's absolutely magnificent. And the best part to me, to my heart, because I visit quite often, it's the restoration room. What we have restored with the hand of Egyptians is beyond imagination. From artifacts, general, like the shield of Tutankhamun, like the sandals of Tutankhamun. It's absolutely beautiful because you can see them before and after. One of the sarcophagus of Tutankhamun, and they restored a lot of other things like the chariot, the beds, the chairs, and it's fabulous. Plus, and that's the most important thing, the Japanese, who gave us a technology of a new type of paper without acidity, and they are laying down all the papyrus on this paper, so it can live for other thousands of years, and that's very, very important. So we are safeguarding, and then you are going to exhibit 5,500 pieces from Tutankhamun alone, and then we will have themes. It will be thematic and chronological order. So you'll have, for instance, the jewelry from the age of Djoser or Cheops up to the new Semitic for instance. The statues, same thing. So it's pre-dynastic all the way up to the Ptolemies. So you will have all the eras plus my subject. So it's very interesting.
Those, sir, who predicted that you will need several sleepless days to watch every little item in the Grand Egyptian Museum are correct.
And to have it contained in a program, it's quite difficult. Now our plan as travel agents or tourism is to have people visit at least for half a day. And then if they have time, they will definitely return. That's why there are being built now various hotels near the pyramids area to avoid traffic, because you know traffic in Cairo is a serious problem. If they go, they can't come back. So we are avoiding this by using the hotels in the surrounding areas of the pyramid. Now let's move to Aswan. Aswan by itself is something fantastic. Unfortunately, the people don't visit everything, because there is a temple like Kalabsha, which is in the high dam, after the high dam. It's fantastic. But
also, Mr. Ziat, we are seeing now Aswan as a place for conferences, tourism.
I'm very pleased
that
the country or the government is concentrating on conferences. This is how I started my company. So it's my baby and I enjoy it.
Conferences, tourism.
Yes, and that's the best in terms of yield, money. An average spending by one client in conference tourism is 5 times more than any other type of tourism. This is very important. Plus, it's the best PR, because people get to know the conference. People talk about the conference if they talk about the topic or the destination. So both are good things that people hear. Egypt, Aswan, Luxor. And by the way, in Luxor they are building now a conference center for 1,000 rooms.
In Luxor
for 1,000
also?
persons. Yes. We have one that hosts 1,000 and another one which will host 1,000 people. So Egypt is rich. We have Cairo, Sharm. Cairo, you have many conference centers. Luxor now, Aswan, Alexandria in winter. In winter, because in summer traffic is impossible. So let's say in winter, and all around you will have in the new capital, you will have a conference center.
The new Elhamy city.
The new Elhamy city. So you will have conference center all around, and I think this is good because we have 2 major competitors for conferences. South Africa. No, I mean in Africa, I'm sorry, I should be more precise.
The African,
and Morocco. They are the only 2 countries that can host a conference, but not the size of conference we can host, and they don't have the variety. In South Africa, it's only Cape Town.
But I
it's
think
full.
hosting 8,000 young men and women in Sharm el-Sheikh is a big event.
Absolutely. In Morocco, it's Marrakesh only. And it's not as big in terms of hotel rooms. And the conference center, they have maximum 2,000 people.
Mr. Ziat, I want to go back to Aswan again, and since it's winter time, then it's Aswan time. We've read recently that Egypt is ranked 4th as the largest growing tourist destination in the world at the moment. So what should we expect for this Christmas season, especially in Aswan and the Red Sea and elsewhere in Egypt?
Don't ask for rooms in Aswan during Christmas because they're fully booked. All of it, it's fully booked. And Aswan has enjoyed a very special case because a couple of years ago, if you remember, in Ramadan, we had the television series. I have many places where you can have functions, like Philae Temple. You can have functions in the desert with the Nubian. In Aswan, you have something unique. One of the new villages. It's built, it's 8 rooms, and it's young men who had the prize from the United Nations WTO because of the most friendly hotel. It's small hotel, it's 8 rooms, but it has a beach with sand like Alexandria, white, yellow, nice sand, and the water is very clean there of the Nile. So you can bathe like if you are bathing in the sea. So you have, it's on an island. So really, I would say Aswan has developed tremendously. Before we used to visit just the granite quarries and Aga Khan before the Begum closed it because now you cannot visit, and going around the island.
And there was a recent award that Aswan won from UNESCO as a city being environmentally friendly and educational.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm adding the environmentally friendly hotel also has added a lot because people are speaking about it.
Yes.
And it's a young man who just found a desert island, and he went to the Nubian, who are the owner of this island. He said, can I use it? And you share with me 50-50. And they built a very simple hotel, very, very simple, from nature, from what is there.
And the prices must be okay, I guess.
The prices must be okay, but one advice I gave him, don't go down on the prices, because it's unique.
Yes, it is.
And he said, you are right, and he's selling for very good prices. And my objective is to increase the revenue for the country, not to sell cheap. I'm against selling cheap or going low with the prices. And he has a restaurant for 120 persons. And some people are putting pressure that he lowers the prices. I said, no, forget it. Sell 2 groups instead of selling 10 groups where you make no profit. I mean, we are all paying for this. So, no, the boy is very, very good. Ahmed is a very good boy. And I think if this type of project like the same, we have the same in Siwa, and it's the most expensive hotel in Siwa. It's minimum $400 a night.
Really?
And it's natural. I mean, you don't have the comfort, you don't have lights, you have just candles, and it's hotel. You know, so it's very, very nice. And you eat
So
only...
this is what they call medical tourism, I guess.
No, the ecotourism.
Ecotourism.
You touch the subject now, medical tourism. We are trying to promote Egypt as a medical destination for Africa. And we are using the fact that our president is the president of
the African Union.
Exactly. So what we are doing is we are promoting, because there are simple things we can perform well, and the prices are very reasonable for African. And I'll tell you one example. Chad, for instance.
Yes.
Women are looking for somewhere to deliver. They don't have enough gynecologists. They don't have enough
medical care
for women pregnant for
Yes.
baby delivery, and they don't have midwives even.
Yes.
You know, so that's a problem there. So I met with the ambassador, and we said Egypt has to promote itself as a destination for this end, and we have to promote Africa for Egyptian and for African to come to Egypt. It has to be both ways.
Yes.
And it's being done because even the national company airlines has extended some routes which were not really viable before, but now they are becoming viable because of these kind of things. If you add to it that there will be traffic for cargo, if there is an exchange of goods, so it will be a good line to run after a while. I mean, you have to have the courage to start it, but then after a while it will become very good financially.
So, sir, do you think that the tourism sector now in Egypt is more attractive to investors?
Let's say yes, but we need more facilities for investors. I mean, I'm very factual and very pragmatic. It is a good destination. They tell you, can you guarantee you finish all what is required by the government from one place only?
Yes.
I don't have to run in several places. We didn't solve this. We have heard a lot of promises about this, but it was not solved. You have to go to here, there, and wait for
I think
months.
they are working on this.
But it takes a long time.
Yes.
So it has to be much faster.
Yes.
Because people are not waiting for us. There are other places that are offering the same advantage. Before, we were talking about tax exemption, tax holidays. It's no longer the fashion. China never gave tax holidays, but they said one thing. They have a 12% taxes for 50 years guaranteed. You don't pay more than 12% corporate tax. And if you reinvest in China, you take the 12%. So in other words, if you create more jobs and if you increase the production, you get the 12% off. So people are not looking just for a straight tax holiday. You tell me I'll put 30% if my project is viable, I'll come with 30% taxes, no problem. But I have to know it, and it has to be stable for 50 years. You know, this is the whole concept of today investment. So we have to look at it in a different way. And I hope it will be really handled this way.
Yes, sir. Again, since it is winter time, we must talk about the Red Sea. Hurghada has been chosen by Euromonitor as one of the most visited cities in the world, thanks to the improved Terminal 2 at the Hurghada International Airport. So talk to us about the Red Sea in this upcoming season.
Hurghada is doing very well. It could do much better because we have more rooms, but it's doing very well. And I'll tell you one thing. You said very rightfully there is a second terminal, airline terminal, which means what? It's a very important issue. Tourism cannot do things on its own. It's multi ministries that cooperate together. So this is the best example. When you get a second airport, second terminal, because it's Terminal 2, it helps airlines to come in. If it helps airlines to come in, you'll fill the rooms. But if you didn't have this Terminal 2, it's very difficult to accommodate people, because you have to notice that most of the charters that go to Hurghada, they come almost at the same time because of traffic control, air traffic control over Europe.
Yes.
So they come all between 3 and 6 p.m. So if you don't have enough room to get this passenger out, you have a problem. They are stuck, and you start with a bad experience. So it's a cooperation between ministries. It's everybody adds part of his own, and the whole thing have the product, the increase in number of tourists, and hopefully the increase in income, because I'm also after the increase of income, because this is what Egypt should get. Egypt deserves much more. We are one of the best destinations. I'm not proud when they say Egypt is cheap. It doesn't make me proud. I want to say Egypt gives a better service and gets a good price, and people are willing to pay.
So do you think that we need to open new markets for Egyptian tourism?
I'll tell you one thing. We have not exploited the existing market to their end.
Yes.
Opening new markets takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. So instead of opening all the time new markets, which I'm not against, but we can do it slowly, we have to exploit the existing market to the end. I mean, who is coming back now to Egypt? United States, Canada, South America,
Chinese,
Japan, Chinese. But these people had already been coming.
Yes.
And there is a very big demand. So, and these people pay. So I should go to these people before looking for Indonesia and Malaysia. It's not that they are bad, but I say instead of looking for new, I have to exploit what I have available, because at least beside whatever advertisement or PR you will do, there is the word to mouth. People who will report on their trip. They tell their neighbors, the neighbors will come. So this is something you don't pay for.
Yes.
It comes as a result of people having had a good vacation in Egypt.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, dear viewers. On behalf of you, we thank very much Mr. Elhamy Ziat, the former chairman of the Egyptian Tourism Federation. Always a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Elhamy. And dear viewers, short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned.